The word organic has taken on almost mythical status in modern food culture. Walk into any supermarket and you'll see it everywhere. Glossy green labels, rustic brown packaging, illustrations of smiling farmers, and rolling fields bathed in sunshine. The word itself whispers, this must be safer, healthier, better. But what does it actually mean? Technically, it means food grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, or antibiotics. If you see made with organic ingredients, it means at least 70% of what's inside qualifies. If it says just organic, that number climbs to 95%. And if it says 100% organic, then every ingredient fits the definition. Sounds neat and simple, but in practice, it's confusing. Here's the funny part. Some foods get the organic label slapped on them, even though it doesn't make a bit of difference. Imagine seeing organic sea salt. Salt doesn't grow in fields. Nobody is spraying pesticides on salt crystals in the ocean. Bugs aren't lining up to nibble on baking soda deposits deep in the earth. And yet, you'll see these items marketed as organic because companies know people will pay more. It's the classic raincoat on a fish scenario, unnecessary but profitable. And then there's the trap of organic junk food. You can buy organic cookies, organic candy, even organic Pop-Tarts. Same sugar, same refined flour, same starches, same blood sugar spikes, and energy crashes, just with a green sticker. It's like putting a halo on a devil and calling it an angel. Your body doesn't get healthier eating organic sugar, because sugar is still sugar. That's why learning when organic actually matters is so important. Some fruits and vegetables act like little sponges, soaking up pesticides all the way through their flesh. Those are worth the higher price, but others come with natural defenses that make the label irrelevant. And that's where people waste money, paying more for a word, not a benefit. Now let's talk about avocados, the creamy darlings of brunch menus everywhere. Smooth green slices on toast, rich guacamole scooped with chips, even blended into smoothies. They're beloved for their texture and healthy fats. But do you really need to buy them organic? The simple answer is no. Think of an avocado as a medieval treasure chest. Inside is the soft, buttery gold we love to eat. The outside peel? That's the heavy iron lid and lock guarding it. When pesticides hit the skin, they stay there. They don't seep into the flesh. The Environmental Working Group has consistently placed avocados in the Clean 15, the list of fruits and vegetables with the lowest pesticide residues. Unless you're chewing avocado peels for fun, those chemicals never reach your plate. Now let's talk money. Organic avocados often cost 50 to 80% more. Imagine standing in the produce aisle. On the left, conventional avocados for $1.25 each. On the right, organic ones for $2.25. You grab 5. That's an extra $5 out of your pocket. And for what? For the same creamy, nutrient-rich fruit that nature already protected with armor. Wouldn't you rather save that money for organic strawberries or spinach foods that actually soak up pesticides? Picture yourself in the kitchen slicing open an avocado. The knife resists a little as it cuts the tough skin, then slides effortlessly through the pale green flesh. You mash it, spread it, season it. That silky flavor has been protected since the day the fruit formed on the tree. The skin has shielded it from every spray, every raindrop, every pest. It's like sitting safe and warm behind double-paned windows while a storm rages outside. The weather may be rough, but inside nothing changes. Of course, some people buy organic avocados for environmental reasons, and that's valid. Organic farming practices may reduce chemical runoff and support healthier soils, but for your personal exposure, conventional avocados are among the safest choices you can make. They don't need much spraying to begin with, and their natural barrier does the rest. So whether you eat them sliced, mashed, or blended, you can feel confident. When it comes to avocados, nature has already done the protecting for you. Next up, minerals. Sea salt, baking soda, mineral water. Believe it or not, these are sometimes labeled organic. But let's think logically for a moment. Minerals aren't living things. They don't grow. They don't attract pests. No one is out there spraying insecticides over the ocean to protect salt. Nobody's sending herbicide trucks to baking soda deposits. Water doesn't need pesticides to stay fresh, and yet you'll see a bag of organic baking soda on a store shelf, or a bottle of organic mineral water. It's clever marketing, but scientifically meaningless. You can call it natural, pure, clean, but not organic in the sense that matters. Organic is about farming without synthetic chemicals. Salt isn't farmed. Baking soda isn't farmed. Water isn't farmed. Now that doesn't mean quality doesn't matter. It absolutely does. Sea salt from polluted waters isn't as safe as pink Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt rich in trace minerals. Mineral water from a clean spring is healthier than tap water loaded with chlorine or heavy metals. But the word organic has nothing to do with it. It's like selling organic oxygen. Sounds impressive, but completely unnecessary. So here's the takeaway. Don't waste your money. Focus on purity and source. Choose high-quality salts, safe and mineral-rich. Drink clean, tested mineral water. Keep a box of baking soda in your kitchen. It's a versatile tool for cooking and cleaning alike. But leave the organic label out of it. It's a distraction, not a benefit. Let's move to nuts. Walnuts, pecans, macadamias, Brazil nuts. You've probably seen them in fancy packages with the organic stamp. But here's the truth. Nuts with hard shells already come with the best defense nature could design. Picture a walnut. Tough, grooved, woody shell. Cracking it open takes effort. Sometimes even a nutcracker struggles. Do you really think pesticides sprayed on the outside make it through that fortress wall? The USDA's testing shows pesticide residues inside these nuts are either non-existent or negligible. That's because the barrier works. Brazil nuts are even more fascinating. They're not grown on plantations but collected wild in the Amazon rainforest. Farmers climb trees, gather fallen nuts and haul them back, spraying the entire rainforest with chemicals. Impossible. Which means the nuts you crack open at home were likely never touched by pesticides in the first place. The real magic of nuts lies in their nutrients. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that support brain and heart health. Brazil nuts provide selenium, essential for thyroid function and immunity. Macadamias are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats you find in olive oil. All of that goodness is sealed safely inside the shell, protected from the outside world. So when you pay extra for organic walnuts, what are you really buying? Not extra safety, just a label. Nature already did the heavy lifting. Crack them open, enjoy the richness, and save your money for foods that actually need the organic guarantee. If walnuts are castles, coconuts are fortresses. Thick, fibrous husk on the outside, hard, almost rock-like shell beneath, and inside, the reward, sweet coconut water and pure white flesh. It's nature's version of a safe deposit box. Now picture a farmer spraying a coconut tree. The chemicals might land on the outer husk, sure, but to get from there to the liquid and flesh inside, they'd have to pass through layers of armor that not even a hammer can break easily. There's simply no realistic way for pesticides to contaminate what you're drinking or eating, yet you'll see coconut water labeled organic and sold at a premium. Do you think the inside of that coconut knows the difference? Absolutely not. The liquid has been sealed off since the day the fruit grew, untouched by the outside world. Whether the label says organic or not, the water inside is the same refreshing drink. Now, not all coconut products are equal. Coconut sugar, flour, and processed snacks may have additives, but the whole coconut, already one of the cleanest foods you can buy. Focus on freshness, not the sticker. Drink it straight, eat it raw, enjoy it, shred it in recipes. But don't spend extra on the label. With coconuts, organic is more about marketing than reality. Finally, bananas. The cheerful yellow fruit found in kitchens everywhere. Affordable, versatile, beloved. But here's the question. Should you buy them organic? For most people, the answer is no. Bananas, like avocados, are on the Clean 15 list. Their thick peel acts like a hazmat suit, protecting the soft, sweet flesh inside. Pesticides sprayed on the skin rarely, if ever, make it to the edible part. Unless you're blending the peel into smoothies, your exposure is minimal. The USDA's testing confirms it. Pesticide residues inside bananas are consistently low. Picture yourself peeling a banana, but outer skin pulls away, tossed aside, taking with it any chemicals or dirt. What you eat has been sealed off, protected from the outside world. It's like unwrapping a present that's been sitting untouched under the tree. The outside paper may be scuffed, but the gift inside is pristine. Now there's another layer here. Banana farming does involve chemicals, and that has consequences for workers and ecosystems. If you choose organic bananas for environmental or ethical reasons, that's a valid choice. But if we're talking strictly about your personal exposure, the fruit itself is safe to eat conventional. So should you pay extra? Not really. Save that money for organic apples, strawberries, or spinach. Foods where the difference actually matters. Peel your banana, enjoy its sweetness, and know that nature already built your protection into the packaging. Coffee. Just saying the word probably brings up the smell of a freshly brewed cup, steam rising, that comforting warmth in your hands. For many people, coffee isn't just a drink, it's a ritual, a wake-up call, a friend that keeps them company in the morning or during late nights. But here's something most people don't realize. Coffee is one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the world. And that's why, if there's one product you really should buy organic, it's coffee. Coffee is typically grown in tropical climates, places with heat, humidity, and plenty of pests. And here's the thing about humidity, it's paradise for mold and fungus. To prevent that, farmers use chemicals, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, you name it. And since coffee beans are handled and roasted but not peeled the way bananas or avocados are, those chemicals can leave residues that eventually make it into your cup. Imagine pouring hot water through ground beans. Whatever's on those beans dissolves, just like the coffee oils and flavors. It's not just aroma that ends up in your mug. It could be traces of the chemicals sprayed months earlier on a plantation far away. That's why tests have repeatedly shown conventional coffee can contain residues from multiple pesticides. Now think about this. Coffee isn't something you eat once in a while, like a treat. For most people, it's daily, sometimes multiple times a day. That repeated exposure adds up, and because coffee is such a central habit, switching to organic can significantly cut down your intake of agricultural chemicals. And here's the good news. Coffee beans are naturally rich in antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, which may help with blood sugar and metabolism. They also provide that jolt of caffeine that sharpens focus. All of those benefits are still there in organic coffee, but what's missing? The chemical cocktail. You get the perks without the baggage. So, if you're going to splurge on organic anything, let coffee be near the top of your list. That morning cup should comfort you, not fill you with worry. With organic coffee, you can sip slowly, savor the aroma, and know that what you're drinking is closer to what nature intended. Now let's talk about tea, the quiet cousin of coffee. While coffee is loud, bold, and jolting, tea is calm, soothing, and subtle. A cup of green tea in the morning, a mug of chamomile at night. It's a ritual as old as civilization itself. But here's the catch. Tea is actually even more vulnerable to pesticides than coffee. Why? Because tea leaves are delicate. Unlike coffee beans, which get roasted at high heat, tea leaves are often just dried and packaged. Whatever chemicals are sprayed on them stay right there. And when you steep those leaves in hot water, you're not just extracting flavor, you're extracting whatever else is clinging to them. Think of tea like a sponge. The leaves absorb chemicals easily, and then when you brew them, they release everything they've soaked up. Studies have shown that conventional teas, especially from heavily farmed regions, can contain residues from multiple pesticides. It's one of those invisible exposures most people never think about. And tea, like coffee, isn't a rare treat. People drink it daily, sometimes several cups a day. That means repeated, low-level exposure that can add up over time. But switch to organic, and you cut that risk dramatically. And let's not forget the incredible health benefits of tea. Green tea contains catechins, powerful antioxidants linked to improved brain function and heart health. Black tea supports digestion and may help lower cholesterol. Herbal teas provide calming compounds and plant-based goodness. All those gifts remain in organic tea, but without the chemical baggage. So when you brew that cup, make sure it's one worth sipping. Organic tea isn't just a luxury. It's a simple upgrade that makes your daily ritual cleaner, safer, and closer to the earth it came from. Next up is chocolate. And I know just hearing the word brings up a flood of happy associations. Chocolate cake, hot cocoa, a square of dark chocolate melting slowly on your tongue. It's comfort, indulgence, and joy, all in one bite. But here's the bitter truth. Conventional chocolate often carries an invisible price, heavy chemical use. Cocoa beans are grown in tropical climates, just like coffee. The same heat and humidity that make them thrive also invite mold, pests, and disease. To protect the crops, farmers use pesticides and fungicides extensively. And because cocoa pods are opened and the beans are fermented and dried before becoming chocolate, there's no tough shell or peel to protect the edible part. Whatever was sprayed is far more likely to linger. Now here's where it gets personal. Chocolate isn't just a once-a-month indulgence. For many, it's daily. An afternoon square of dark chocolate, a hot cocoa at night, or a chocolate bar grabbed on the go. And the more often you eat it, the more those residues can accumulate in your system. But here's the beauty. Organic chocolate still delivers everything you love. Rich flavor, smooth texture, the antioxidants like flavonoids that support heart health, even that little lift in mood we all crave. What it doesn't deliver is the same level of chemical baggage. And since chocolate is something we often share with kids, brownies, candies, desserts, it's worth paying extra for the organic version. So next time you bite into a piece of chocolate, imagine this. Is it just cocoa, sugar, and love? Or is it cocoa plus a chemical history you'd rather avoid? Organic lets you enjoy the sweetness without the shadow. Now we come to spinach. Popeye's favorite. The leafy green that's supposed to make you stronger. And yes, spinach is packed with nutrients. Iron, magnesium, folate, vitamin K, antioxidants. It's a real powerhouse of a vegetable. But spinach has a dirty little secret. It's one of the most heavily sprayed crops you'll find. Spinach leaves are thin and tender, almost like paper. They don't have a protective peel or shell. Whatever is sprayed on them sticks, seeps, and stays. Washing them helps a little, but you can't scrub away what's been absorbed into the leaf itself. The Environmental Working Group ranks spinach high on the Dirty Dozen list year after year, meaning it's among the worst offenders for pesticide residues. Now picture yourself tossing a handful of fresh spinach into a salad, or blending it into a smoothie. You're eating the whole leaf, raw, without any cooking to reduce residues. That means whatever is on the leaf goes straight into your body. And because spinach is often eaten daily, salads for lunch, smoothies for breakfast, that exposure adds up quickly. Organic spinach, on the other hand, is grown without those synthetic chemicals. You still get the same nutrients, the same bright green freshness, but without the chemical cocktail. And here's another bonus. Many people say organic spinach actually tastes better, fresher, less bitter, more vibrant. If you're going to spend money on organic produce, spinach deserves a spot at the top of the list. It's not just about nutrients, it's about avoiding the unnecessary extras that hitch a ride on conventional leaves. So here we are, after walking together through the grocery aisles, lifting labels, and peeking beneath the glossy promises of the word organic. By now, you can see the pattern clearly. Not all organic labels are created equal, and not all foods need that expensive stamp to protect your health. Some come with nature's own shield, a thick peel, a hard shell, or layers of husk that do the job better than any human certification ever could. Others are fragile, delicate, and vulnerable, practically begging for protection from the sprays and chemicals that cling to them. Think about avocados, smooth, buttery, wrapped in armor you don't even eat. Or coconuts like vaults sitting high in palm trees, their sweet liquid locked away behind walls of husk and shell. Or bananas, their cheerful yellow coats peeled and discarded, taking with them whatever touched the outside world. With these foods you can buy conventional with confidence, knowing nature already did the work. But then we turn to the other side of the coin. Coffee, tea, chocolate, spinach, daily staples, beloved treats, nourishing greens. And here the story changes. Coffee beans growing in humid fields sprayed to fight mold and pests, their residues finding their way into your morning cup. Tea leaves, thin as paper steeped in hot water, releasing not only flavor but whatever chemicals they once absorbed. Cocoa pods cracked open in tropical heat, carrying traces of pesticides into the chocolate that melts on your tongue. Spinach leaves, delicate and raw, ranked among the dirtiest crops year after year. With these foods, the label matters. Organic makes a real difference, not just in marketing but in what you put inside your body. And here's the bigger truth. Health is not about chasing perfection. It's not about spending a fortune on every organic product in sight, or filling your cart with labels that make you feel safe but don't change a thing. Health is about patterns. It's about knowing when to spend and when to save, when the label protects you and when it's just a sticker. It's about being a smart steward of your money and your body. Imagine your next trip to the grocery store. You stroll down the produce aisle with confidence, not confusion. You glance at the avocados and smile, knowing you don't need the organic label there. You toss a bunch of bananas in your cart without hesitation. You skip the overpriced organic sea salt because you know it's meaningless. And then, when you reach for your coffee beans, your tea, your chocolate, your spinach, you pause, you choose organic, and you feel good about it. Not because the packaging told you to, but because you know why. You've pulled back the curtain, and you're making choices with clarity instead of fear. And that's the power here. Knowledge strips away anxiety. You don't have to stand frozen in the aisle, wondering if you're failing your health by buying the cheaper option. You don't have to overspend just to feel safe. You understand the difference, and that means freedom. Freedom to eat well without guilt, to shop smart without waste, and to direct your energy where it actually matters. And beyond the science, there's something almost comforting in realizing how much protection nature already gives us. Hard shells, thick skins, fibrous husks, they're not accidents. They're designs built into the foods we've been eating for generations. When you hold a walnut, a coconut, or a banana in your hand, you're holding a natural safeguard. It's a reminder that health doesn't always come from a label. It often comes from respecting the simple wisdom of nature. So as you walk away from this conversation, remember this: your health is shaped not by one meal, not by one grocery trip, but by the patterns you repeat. Choose wisely where it matters most. Relax where it doesn't. And above all, keep perspective. Food is not just fuel, it's joy, connection, culture, comfort. Don't let labels steal that joy. Use them when they serve you, ignore them when they don't, and let your plate be filled with balance, knowledge, and confidence. And hey, if this breakdown made things clearer for you, pass it on. Share it with a friend who stares at the organic section in confusion, or stick around and subscribe, because this is just the beginning of the journey. There's always another food to uncover, another label to question, another secret worth knowing. And the more you learn, the more empowered you become, not just in the grocery store, but in the way you care for yourself every single day.